Hey everyone, I'm Chef Z and welcome back to an all new episode of Made to Order a la Orden. Today we are making Berenjena Guisada, which is also known as stewed eggplant. Now I love this dish and my sister also goes crazy for this dish. In fact, I'm actually sharing my mom's recipe and it's kind of crazy because throughout my whole entire time here on YouTube, I have actually never shared one of my mom's recipe, which is kind of sad because she's a pretty good cook. Now, mommy, I know you're watching this, and I'm gonna let you and everyone else know right now. I changed your recipe just a teeny tiny bit. I add way more garlic than my mom does because listen, every time I see a recipe that calls for less than 3 garlic cloves, you already know I am adding so much more because I just love garlic. Now, this is a super easy dish to make, and the majority of the work is going to be in mashing the eggplant, which I will go into so much more detail throughout the video. Now, first things first, I don't want you guys to be intimidated because yes, I have 3 jumbo eggplants here on the table, and this dish is going to feed roughly anywhere between 6 to 8 people, depending on how large the serving is, and that's because this is mainly a side dish. And if you want to make a lot less eggplant, then go ahead and knock yourself out, and don't worry about portioning out the rest of the ingredients. What you really want to look out for is color. This dish is typically like a reddish orangey color, so you can add as much sazon or tomato paste to get that color. And the same thing with the adobo in this recipe. You can adjust it to your liking, and if you're making a lot less than what I'm making here today, just add a little bit, taste it as you go, and add some more if you need it. Let's go ahead and get started. Making berenjena guisada is very easy, and you probably already have the majority of these ingredients in your house. We're going to kick things off by peeling our eggplant, and you can do this however you like. I personally like to go in, cut off the ends, and then go in and peel the sides. And once you're done peeling your eggplants, you're going to go in and you're going to want to cut up your eggplant, and you're going to want to dice them up into small cubes. Now I like to dice them up into small cubes simply because they'll cook a little bit faster, but you can dice them up in however size cubes that you want. Some people also bake their eggplants beforehand just to soften the process, and that's a different way of making berenjena guisada. So once you've actually diced up all of the berenjena, we're going to go in and place them into a bowl, and then we're going to add some water, and it can be room temperature water or cold water, it really doesn't matter. And we're going to add a little bit of salt. You're totally eyeballing this, and then we're going to go in and very gently massage the eggplant. We're doing this because we want to loosen up the seeds, and the longer you do this, the more seeds you're going to get rid of, and it's totally optional. I'm someone who doesn't really mind seeds in my berenjena guisada. Afterwards, you're going to go ahead and drain the water, and then you're going to warm up a skillet and you're going to add some oil, and then you're going to place all of the berenjena. Now, do keep in mind that I diced up 3 eggplants, which is quite a bit of eggplants, and they don't all fit in my skillet. So I'm actually adding the first half right now, along with a little bit of water because I wanted to create some steam, because this is going to help the berenjena soften up a little bit. So as that eggplant begins to soften, I'm just going to go in and very gently start to mash it up. Now this happens fairly quickly, so after about 5 minutes of actually adding it into the skillet, they'll start to soften and turn into mush a little bit. And once they've turned into mush and there's room for more eggplant, we're going to go ahead and add the second half of it. And we're going to repeat this process until we've mashed up all of the eggplant and it starts to look a little bit almost like baba ganoush. So once that eggplant is nice and silky, which now overall has taken me about 20 minutes, and you just want to constantly go in and mash and mash and mash. So once you get that beautiful velvety consistency, we're going to go in and add our onions, peppers, garlic, and our teaspoon of vinegar, and we're going to mix that all together. Now honestly guys, the majority of the work is actually in mashing the eggplant. Once it's all nice and mashed, this dish comes together in no time. We're going to add our seasonings, so our oregano, our adobo, our sopita, and our sazón. And we're going to add a little bit of black pepper to taste, and we're going to mix that in all together. Do keep in mind, if you want to keep this dish completely vegan, skip out on the sopita, which is also a chicken bouillon cube, and just add adobo entirely. So we're gonna mix that all together, and as you can see, this color is already starting to develop, which just looks beautiful. But we're gonna bump it up just a little bit more, and we're going to add the tomato paste, and we're just gonna very gently also massage that in there, mashing it in almost like we mash in the butter whenever we're making a mango. So once that's nice and mixed in, we want to give it a quick taste test and make sure it's good on all the seasoning. And when it's just like you like it, we're going to finish it off with a fresh lime, which is honestly my favorite part of this whole entire dish. And my mom and I and my sister were always adding extra limes whenever we're eating some berenjena guisada. So there you guys have it, my recipe for berenjena guisada. I hope you enjoy. You can have this with some white rice, some plátano, some yuca, or my personal favorite way of having it, which is actually with some toasted cassave. Buen provecho, guys. I haven't told mommy that I'm adding more garlic. So she's gonna eat this tonight, and she's gonna bite into one of those garlic cloves, and she's gonna be like, hija mía. And she's gonna know I added more garlic. She's not even gonna ask it. She's gonna be like, you added more garlic? And I'm like, wait till you see the video, ma.